Good morning, my beautiful people, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. So this is Chapter 7, Exam Review, basics of Chapter 7. It's all my polygons and quadrilaterals. So when we get rolling here, we want to solve for the sum of interior angles. So this is something you need to memorize. I'm not giving you this one. So sum is n minus 2 times 180. So n is how many sides it has. A dodecagon is a 12-sided figure. So 12 minus 2 times 180. And then the sum of exterior is always 360. Sum of exterior, always 360. Where is my sum of exterior? Sum of exterior. And that's just 1, so that's going to be a little different. All right, sum of interior again. So I'm going to go 21 minus 2 times 180. 3, 4, 3, 2, 0. That's a bunch of degrees. A heptagon is 7 sides. So 7 minus 2. Times 180. 5 times 180 is 900 degrees. And then 15 minus 2 times 180. 13 times 180 is 2,340 degrees. All right, now these are slightly different because I want one interior angle or one exterior angle, which means I'm going to have to find the sum and then divide. So for a 50-agon, I'm going to go 50 minus 2 times 180. And then divide by 50 because this is my sum. And then I have to divide it by how many total I have. So I end up with 172.8 degrees. And then for one exterior, I need to do 360 divided by 50. So one exterior is 7.2. And y'all, this also makes sense because these need to add up to 180 every single time because it's an interior and an exterior. They're right next to each other. Let's see, an octagon. 8 minus 2 times 180 and then divide by 8 gives me 135. And then 360 divided by 8 is 45. And those two numbers add up to 180. So I did it right. A hexagon is 6. 6 minus 2 times 180, then divide by 6, gives me 120, which means that 360 divided by 6 is 60, and that adds to 180. Beautiful. And then a nonagon is 9, so 9 minus 2 times 180, then divide by 9, gives me 140, and then 360 divided by 9 is, oops, did that wrong, 40. Solve for the indicated values. Okay, so this is a pentagon. So I need to figure out what is the sum of its interior? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 minus 2 times 180 gives me a total of 540 degrees. So when I have my total of 540, now I can subtract 124, 118, 100, and 100 again to get me x 98 degrees because they all have to add up to 540. All right, this is a quadrilateral, which is 360. So I'm just going to go 360 minus 48 minus 71 minus 120, or 112, excuse me. And that ends with 129 degrees for x. All right, so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-agon. So 6 minus 2 times 180. 4 times 180 is 720. And then I'm going to subtract out the 90s right here because I don't need them. Minus 90 equals, oops, why am I doing that wrong? 630. All right, now the rest of these are going to add up to get me 630. So x plus x plus x plus x. So that's 4x plus 22 plus 22 is 44 equals 630 minus 44 on both sides, minus 44 on both sides. For x, let's make sure I did all this mental math right here. 720 minus 90 and then minus 44 is 586. Divide by 4 on both sides. Me and Miss Burris got two different answers. I want to make sure I'm right. Okay, 720. Because I needed to do minus 180, not minus 90 right here, because these are two 90 degrees. There it is. 180. Thank you for putting up with my mistakes. 120 minus 180. This is why we check our work. Equals 540. 540 minus 44 gives me 496. And 496 divided by 4 is 124 degrees. Aren't you glad this is a multiple choice test? All right, 5 properties of a parallelogram. So both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So parallel. Both pairs op sides parallel. We also have both pair of opposite sides are congruent. So you're congruent to you, you're congruent to you. Gorgeous. We have opposite angles are congruent. So you're equal to you, and you're equal to you. We have diagonals that bisect each other. So when you come this way and this way, that's equal to that. That's equal to that. And then the corresponding angles are supplementary. So let's see, one more color. These two angles add to 180. Next to each other. The word I'm missing right now. Consecutive. So those two add to 180, these two add to 180. If they're next to each other, they add to 180. All right, special properties of a rectangle. So it has all the same properties as the parallelogram. All those things are still true. I am not going to recolor them because we know. We just also know that it has 4 right angles. And because it is not pushed over, these diagonals are congruent to each other. So you're equal to you, equal to you, equal to you. A rhombus, all the same properties as a parallelogram, and all 4 sides are equal. 4 congruent sides. The diagonals make 90s. And the diagonals bisect each other, or diagonals bisect opposite angles. So because of that, that's equal to you, you're equal to you, and then you're equal to you, and you're equal to you. Think about it. It's a right angle in the middle, right? And so it goes through the center, and it goes through the center of the angle, so it's got to bisect it. All right, kite is, don't know what these are.
The office, Daniel Burns, Thomas Allen, David Brewer, Isabel, Carlo, Sam Dudley, David, Rick Griffin, Lily Hill, Helen Herb, Andrea Ingram, Cooper Moore, Robert Nelson, Malik Perkins, Moby Ravani, Justin Ross, Charlie Smith, Andrew Wolf, Helen Walker, Andrew Webby, David Michael, Richard Wright. Thank you.
All right. Love announcements while making videos. Diagonals make 90 degrees, 2 pairs of consecutive sides. The angles between the non-congruent sides are congruent. So like these, let's choose a different color. these are equal to these. And then you're equal to you, and you're equal to you. And then last but not least, the long diagonal bisects the short diagonal. So for just the short diagonal, those two pieces are equal. Last one, we've got an isosceles trapezoid. So that means that two legs are equal. It means those, because it's a trapezoid, the other legs, the bases, are parallel. The base angles are congruent. So these two guys are congruent. And then the opposite sides are supplementary. So add to 180, add to 180. Gorgeous. Oh, and the diagonals. Forgot my diagonals. These diagonals right here are equal to each other. Let us use these skills to solve for all of these beautiful unknowns here. All right. We know opposite angles are congruent, but that doesn't really help me here. So we're going to have to go, because that's a y and that's an x, so that is unhelpful. We're going to go, ooh, easier, equals 180. These are supplementary. So we're going to say 6x minus 180 equals 180. Add 180 to both sides. 6x equals 360. So x is equal to 60 degrees. Same deal here. 6y equals 180. So y equals 30. Divide by 6, divide by 6. Yeah. All right. Looks like hasn't told me anything, so it just has to be a parallelogram. We can't make any assumptions. But a parallelogram still bisects, so you're equal to you. And then once I know the x, I can figure out y. So 2x plus 14 equals 5x minus 4. Minus 2x on both sides, 14 equals 3x minus 4, plus 4 on both sides, 18 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 6. So now that I know that this is 6, let's do it in a different color. I know that this is also 6, right? So 6 equals 2y. So y equals 3. Parallelogram again, I know that these two are equal to each other. For x, excuse me, equals 3x plus 5. X equals 5. And these two are equal to each other. Y plus 3 equals 2y minus 1. Subtract y from both sides. 3 equals y minus 1. 4 equals y. Solve for the indicated values in the quadrilaterals. Leave in simplest radical form when necessary. Okay. So we're finding angles here. So let's see. This is a rhombus. All sides are equal because it gives me that. So I know that angle 2 here is a 90. That's very helpful. So I can solve for angle 1 by doing 180 minus 90 minus 20. That should be 70. And then I know in a rhombus, these two are equal to these two. So that means angle 3 is also 70. And let's see, it's asking for DCB. DCB is this whole spiel. So that is 70 times 2, or 140. All right, all the angles of a rectangle. This is super fun. Rectangles do not make 90s, but all of these, remember, because these are equal, we have isosceles triangles going. So this is equal to this. This is equal to this. And then this is equal to this, and this is equal to this. And then we can figure out my interiors as well. Okay, so let's see what we're looking for. I'm just gonna write as much as I can. So 6 is gonna be 59, which means I can figure out 9 is gonna be, angle 9 right here is, different color. 180 minus 59 minus another 59. 180 minus 59 is 62. So angle 9 is 62 degrees. So if you're 62, that means you're also 62. Let's see. It needs angle 1. Okay, so to figure out angle 1 right here, I know angle 1 and angle 3. So let's just say x and x plus 62 equals 180. So 2x plus 62 equals 180 because I have a triangle. So 2x equals 180 minus 62, 118. So divide by 2, x equals 59. So angle 1, 59. Angle 3, also 59. Oh, that also makes sense because if these two are equal, those two are equal. I didn't even need to do all that math. Easy enough. Okay, let's see. Angle 5 is going to be pretty simple because we know this is a 90. So 90 minus 59 gives me 31 degrees. And then let's see angle 7. Angle 7 makes a right or a straight line with that 62. So 180 minus 62 gives me 118 degrees. It's a puzzle. You're trying to figure out all the pieces. All right, we got a kite. I know angle 3 is 90. That one's an easy one. Gorgeous. Loving it. Let's see. We know the long one is going to bisect the long angles, the opposite angles. So that means angle 7 right here is 52. But I don't know angle 1 yet. Oh, yes, I do, because this is 90. Angle 1 is 180 minus 65 minus 90, which is 25 degrees. So you're 25 and you're 25. Love it, love it, love it. We're getting there somewhere. We're getting somewhere. And then same thing for angle 6 here. So I know that's 90, so I can do 180 minus 90 minus 52, which means 6 is 38 degrees. Oh, got it. Love it. And then just so that you also know, 6 and 5 are the same. That and that are the same. Just trying to remember some of our rules here. Isosceles trapezoids, base angles are the same. And also, that means the top angles are the same. So you're equal to you, you're equal to you, and then the ones next to each other are supplementary. So I know that 3 has got to be 135. And now I can figure out 1 and 2. 180 minus 135. I'm going to do it in a different color. That way it stays orange. Gives me 45 degrees here and 45 degrees here. Couple more. All right, a square. So BC, this line right here. Well, we know it's a square, and we know that BD is 12, all right? So this whole thing right here is 12. All right, let's think about what we know about a square. I know that that's 90, so I know this is 45, and this is 45. So I'm going to use my 45, 45, 90. If you like trig better, use your trig better. That's fine. But that is going to be 12 divided by the square root of 2. 12 divided by the square root of 2 gives me 6 root 2. There's a couple other ways to do that. That's okay. AE is right here. So that's just half of 12 because they're going to be equal. So it's just 6. ABD. ABD. This angle is going to be 45 degrees because it's just half of a 90. And then CDA. Well, it's a 90. All right, this looks like a rectangle. It hasn't told me that. So let's see. LO and QN. Okay, I'm going to assume this is a rectangle. It hasn't told me this. But gosh, it sure looks like one. So can I assume that? I do know that these two pieces are equal to each other, and I'm going to go ahead and say it's equal to that LO as well. We're going to say this is a rectangle, and I'll tell you on the test to make sure. So if I say QN times 2, so 2 times 10x plus 2 is going to be equal to LO, 15x plus 19. So this is 20x plus 4 equals 15x plus 19. 5x plus 4 equals 19. 5x equals, why can't I subtract in my head? 15, so x equals 3. And then make sure you're plugging back in correctly. So QP, you're just going to plug in 3 right here. So 10 times 3 plus 2 gives me 32. So they're all going to be 32. LQ is also 32. And then PN is the entire thing. So 32 times 2 is 64. We've got, ooh, this is a mid-segment problem. Love this. So AB is 14. DC is 26. And we know that these are equal. So we know that this in the middle is a mid-segment. It is halfway in between 14 and 26. So 14 plus 26 divided by 2. 14 plus 26 divided by 2 is 20. And let's think about it. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And then 26 would be 6 more on that side as well. All right. So EF is 18. DC is 46. All right, so that means this is halfway, or 18 is halfway in between what two numbers? So there's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to show you what I think is easier. How do you go from 46 to 18? Well, that's going to be minus 46, minus 28, right? So let's go minus 28 more. Ooh, that's a hot mess. What have I done? Ooh, EF can't equal 18. EF is 28. There's my problem. I was like, that's too far. We got a negative leg. So let's see. That is 46 minus 28. That is minus 18. Now this will work. So that just becomes a 10. You could have also used algebra, but yeah, 18 does not work. So if you tried that, sorry, you got a negative. And then 28, let's see. This plus this divided by 2 equals my mid-segment. So let's say x plus 1 plus 10, all of that divided by 2 equals 3x minus 2. So let's see, I'm going to multiply both sides times 2 because I don't like dividing by 2. So I'm going to have x plus 11 equals times 2, 6x minus 4. 11 equals 5x minus 4 plus 4 on both sides, 15 equals 5x. Whoops. X equals 3. And then I can plug back in for my mid-segment. 3 times 3 is 9 minus 2 equals 7. And then this is 4, and is that halfway in between? Minus 3 minus another 3. Gorgeous. We got it right. I hope that that helps with your Chapter 7 review.